I'm happy to be here with the superintendent, Dr. Zielinski, as well as with Jackie Dellenbeck, who's the food services director. And it's wonderful to be here in Orange at Fisher Hill Elementary School. A 2019 study from USDA found a 49-cent difference between the actual cost to produce the lunch and the rate schools are reimbursed. And we are here today basically to talk about the importance of giving healthy, nutritious food to our children when they're here in school. So this study shows the disparity in reimbursement levels. The USDA took an important first step in addressing this by increasing the school lunch reimbursement rate in 2021 through 2022 school year by 25 cents. That was in order to make up for the pandemic. But this change is only for the short term, and the gap in cost of production existed long before the pandemic. And now, given the rising cost of the price of food, it is more important than ever that we appropriately reimburse our schools for the lunches that they are serving our children. The USDA found the consumer price index for all foods rose by 3.9% in 2021, leaving our schools even more strapped to serve nutritious meals to our children. So my staff have been working with the Education and Labor Committee as they prepare for the Child Nutrition Reauthorization Bill to create language that would help ensure that schools have adequate support to provide school lunches given the rising prices of food and increased demand. And what we came up with is a new bill called the Lunches Act, which I introduced this week, and today I'm officially announcing the introduction of that bill. So our bill is very simple. It's 2 pages long. There's no fluff. It simply increases the reimbursement rate for school lunches by 49 cents to make up that gap and help provide much needed relief to schools so they can focus on feeding kids and preparing them for the future. You know, my 2 sisters are public school teachers in the Worcester public school system. And they remind me all the time that the meals that kids get in school are every bit as important to that child's ability to learn as a textbook or a laptop. They also impress upon me the importance of making sure that the meals that our children get are nutritious. And so this bill, which we hope will get put into the Child Nutrition Reauthorization Act, will help provide schools the necessary funding to make sure the kids get those meals and that they are nutritious meals. The extra money, I hope, will also allow for there to be some creativity in our school meal systems, to allow for the sourcing of more locally grown foods as well, which I think is really important, to help some of our local farmers. You know, look, kids can't prepare for life if they lack adequate nutrition. And I've spent a great deal of my time in Congress focused on issues of food insecurity and nutrition insecurity. And the bill that we have introduced this week, which I hope will become law, again, the Child Nutrition Reauthorization Act will be brought up before the House probably sometime at the end of March. I think this will help address some of the inadequacies in our current system. This is an issue of national importance. I'm going to be working to pass the Child Nutrition Reauthorization Act, getting it to President Biden's desk as soon as possible. I want to urge all my colleagues in Congress, Democrats and Republicans, to join me in supporting the Lunches Act. And again, I want to thank everybody here at Fisher Hill Elementary School for allowing me to come here. This is an incredible place. And with that, I want to introduce the superintendent, Superintendent Zielinski.
Thank you, Senator. School food and nutrition is essential for the development of our children every single day. So many of our students do not have the means at home to provide them with adequate food on a daily basis, and they rely on our schools. As the Senator has said, food prices have increased exponentially, and we struggle to make sure that we can provide food for our students at a reasonable cost that gives them a nutritious meal. We are a rural community here at Fisher Hill in the Orange Public Schools. And we need these funds. They're essential for our students. We are trying to do the best that we can, and the only way that we can do to ensure that we can have healthy, vibrant students in the classroom is to make sure they are having nutritious meals, they're not feeling hunger while they're in the classroom, so they can focus on their learning. And we applaud you, Senator, for putting this bill forward. It is essential for us, and we hope that everyone understands this great need that we have, not only here but across our nation, in order to feed our children every day.
Love it when it's my turn. I'm Jackie Dellenbach. I'm the Director of Food Services for the Orange Elementary School District. And I think there's a couple of things that we need to talk about in regard to this funding. The 25-cent increase that was given to us during COVID made such a big difference for our students that I don't think any of us really recognized how that little amount how far that can go for us. 49 cents is a substantial increase in the big picture. In our rural communities, we have certainly much fewer children than a lot of your bigger districts, which are able to manage some of these expenses a little bit more than others. Last year, we served 54,000 meals to our students. 49 cents a meal would have realized an additional $26,000 for our programs, which is remarkable. I thank you, as always, for being our biggest supporter. I really do. It's so incredibly important. What we're looking at now is more of an issue of distribution and availability of foods. And so what we've realized as directors is we can survive this as long as we go back to scratch cooking, which is something we've all been trying to do for quite some time. Manufacturers have stopped producing a lot of what we use in our school systems, and there are very few trucks running to bring us that product. It's incredibly important, but we really can't afford to do that without this additional funding. So I implore you, please, please, please give it some serious thought. It would make a world of difference in our programs.
So let me just conclude by saying that our hope is to take the Bigger Child Nutrition Reauthorization Act up in March. My bill will hopefully become a part of that bill. We're going to fight to make that a reality. And again, to Liz and Jackie, thank you for all that you do for our children here in this community. You know, our kids are 100% of our future. They deserve the very best in our classrooms, the best teaching instruction, the best infrastructure in terms of school buildings to come to school, the best equipment. They also deserve nutritious food and the best food that we could possibly provide them. It helps them learn. Food is everything. Children who do not have access to good food do not learn in the classroom. And so this is about investing in our children. And this additional funding that will come to our schools, my hope, again, we will get it through the House and Senate to President Biden's desk as soon as possible, will make a real difference, not only here in Orange, but throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and all throughout the country.